Hello, gaming buddies. It's winter in Finland, and this is a response to Sean Driscoll's Balanced RPGs or Not video. A topic that comes up every now and then. First off, I'm gonna go over some of your points there. Uh, from my own experience, I've dealt with most of the issues you brought up several times, but let's say there's a party made entirely of wizards or fighters. Well, first off, I'd say this that before the play even starts, it should be clear to all the players on what kind of story the game master is going to run. And the game master should have the responsibility to tell the players that, okay, this story is going to have certain types of challenges. So that if you don't have this class or this type of skill represented, you're going to have a tougher time with it. Um, you know, let them know, inform them. It's not just about, okay, we're gonna play this game in this world and here we go. No, the group should create characters together so that everyone sort of understands what everyone else is willing to play, has ideas for. I mean, I've had several times guys just go like, okay, well, if you're making a wizard, then I think I'm gonna make a bard or whatever. You see, there's this understanding that I mean, sometimes I've had people who just hear like, okay, then I'm gonna be that too. That's fine, but there should be an acknowledgement of, okay, this is what the story is going to not demand or require, but involve. You know, if there's going to be a lot of traps and stuff like that that requires maybe in D&D terms rogue, or in a sci-fi or modern game an infiltration expert, um, they should be aware of it before the game starts. And if there's a party made up entirely of, let's say, wizards, I think that's actually can provide a cool hook. What if they're like from a college of magic? Or if they're all fighters or fighter types, they could be members of the same mercenary corps. You know, make it interesting. And it should be that if everyone makes a certain class, or there's very little variety in classes or whatever build you're going for, it should be in a system that gives sort of the possibility of making your own kind of person of that class, like in third edition or Pathfinder, or I mean fourth edition did this as well. I mean, you could make a different sort of wizard than the other guy. Um, and on your second point on the balance regarding group size. Now, you asked, can a party of 8 players fit in a dungeon? Yeah, sure. I have 8 players in my Pathfinder game right now. Let that sink in for a moment. Uh, the problem there is not that they can't fit in or that you can't scale the challenges towards a larger group. You can. It's the problem is giving everyone time in the spotlight and making sure that everyone understands that in order to move events along, they can't have that many hang-ups with the rules and stuff like that. They have to be prepared to, you know, set some stuff aside so that the game can progress. Um, and on the skill front, climbing a rope, for example, it's just one of the 1,000 things that adventurers do. There's no roles involved in that kind of thing, unless it's climbing a rope while dodging arrows. That's another issue, another matter, I should say. But yeah, there's this thing that comes in with balance in a story. Make room as a game master for alternative solutions. Always. No matter what game you're running, there should be more than one way to solve a problem, to proceed. If the players come up with something that you haven't thought of and it sounds clever and plausible, it should work. Or at least they should have a decent uh, probability of solving the whatever problem they're having in this way that they've devised. Uh, it's not just, from A to B to C, and there's always one track. Uh, and I've seen cases where this has gone like horribly wrong, where players are suggesting stuff to the game master and they're going, nope, try something else. Nope, try something else. And that's not only frustrating, but kind of stupid. If you've created a story and a world that's that narrow in scope, I don't know. And on the games I'm running right now, how easy are they to break? Well, let's bring up Pathfinder first. It's incredibly easy to break. I mean, I've just recently had one of the players in my game is a druid, and he's going for transforming into, wild shaping into a huge hippo and putting on vital strike feat, putting on some, I think it was strong jaw or something, where he amplifies his bite damage, and he could do 16 die 8 damage at this point, and they're around level 8 and 9. So it's one of those cases where the math no longer holds up, and if you just read by the rules, yeah, it could be done, but again, it makes this uneasy kind of balance where it's like the nuclear option, where if I don't do it for my monsters, the players shouldn't do it for their characters. If that kind of option is available to the players, it's going to be available to the NPCs, and that makes for one-shot combats. It's one bite and it's over. And again, it's the issue of balance comes in, where if one member of the party is unbalanced in some way, and you try to bring up a challenge so that that character is challenged appropriately, well, then everyone else is going to suffer for it, every other character. I've touched on this issue before, where, if there's one power gamer or min-maxer who goes just a bit too far with it, then it can ruin the system of the challenge. And the other game I'm running, Dungeon Crawl Classics. How easy is it to break? It's tough, mainly because it's so random, from character creation to spells to whatever. It's tough to break because it's not, first of all, meant to be entirely balanced. I mean, a first level wizard can do some insane amounts of damage in that game, and or first level cleric can do some hideous effects with, like, they have a first level spell, one of them is paralysis, and if they roll high enough, that's one target could be out of commission for tens of minutes, stuff like this. But it fits the feel of the game, where it is like, it's it's not meant to be balanced, so it's way more wahoo crazy. But you know, I like it because it's way less mechanical. And here we come to the final point. Where is balance important? First off, I'd say it's important for people who are brand new to role playing. If they're going into a system that is not balanced, uh, they're not going to get the right, I don't know, introduction into what role playing is supposed to be like. I mean, there's supposed to be some challenges, some strengths and weaknesses to a character, stuff like this. If it's a broken system, then I mean it's gonna be impacting on their enjoyment as well, most likely. Second, balance would be important for games that rely heavily on rules mechanics, like Pathfinder. I mean, Paizo have tried, but they haven't tried hard enough, in my opinion. Um, it's still way too crazy. The way magic using classes can just dominate. It's still stupid, but otherwise good game. And if you have a group that knows how to handle the balance around the table and not just in the books, then you can have a fun game, a balanced game, sort of. But yeah, just my thoughts on balance. Anyway, have a nice day and a balanced game. Bye.